Hello and welcome to the sportsbet.io Euro podcast. This is this week's Bundesliga episode, but don't forget to take a look at the channel for the Serie A and La Liga episodes this week, as well as, of course, the Champions League, NFL, and plenty to get your teeth into. We're joined, as always, by our good friend in Germany, Tawfiq Khalil. And we're going to start with a fascinating game between Leipzig and Wolfsburg. Things not looking good at Leipzig, particularly at the moment, Tawfiq.
Well, no, absolutely. Especially, last night they played the Champions League. They lost another match. Now in the Champions League, 5 games lost in the Bundesliga. Doing very, very poor in the last few weeks. Marco Rose is really, he's in question. There are a lot of discussions going on in Leipzig. They give you not too much time because this is a huge project where they put in a lot of money and a lot of manpower and a lot of effort, and Leipzig is very close related with the marketing effect of selling this things, which is behind RB, and so that makes it very tough for a coach because if you're not showing very good in the Liga and in the Champions League, then it means from the marketing perspective they are not very happy. And as soon as that happens, people start to request if it's worth all the money we put into it, that artificial project. And this is what's going on in this moment. I'm pretty sure Oliver Minzlaff is thinking about what's going on. He's the big guy behind it. Jürgen Klopp will come in January as head of global soccer. But I'm pretty sure if Oliver Minzlaff, the super boss, will think about firing Marco Rose or not, he will call Jürgen Klopp before, even if he's not already working.
I was literally about to ask you about that, about would Leipzig dare to hold on until Jurgen Klopp officially took over, or like you say, because you've already agreed that deal, those conversations will already start to happen. Is there if Rosa is to go, is there a very clear candidate for his job?
Well, Leipzig will. I don't see too many on the German market. They might try something international. For me, next Wednesday is the very crucial date. Well, they cannot lose to Wolfsburg this weekend.
Yeah,
absolutely. If they do that, it's tough for Rose to stay. And then even more, next Wednesday they playing German Cup against Eintracht Frankfurt. If they are out there, I'm pretty sure Marco Rose will be history.
Yeah, it's very, very worrying for him. We haven't spoken, I don't think, on this podcast almost at all about Wolfsburg over the last however many weeks. For a
long time, for a reason.
Yeah, I was looking back over the notes and I was like, have I mentioned Wolfsburg once in this podcast? They're actually going through a little bit of improved form at the moment.
we did because Bayern Munich played against them.
That's it. That's right. We only speak about them in relation to the big clubs that they play. Let's just talk about them very briefly, though, because there has been an improvement in form over the last couple of weeks. They sit mid-table, but for those people who remember the Wolfsburg with, I don't know, Kevin De Bruyne in it and Joshua Guilavogui and all of those, this is not the same club anymore, is it?
No, it's not. It's they are struggling as well as the same with Leipzig is very interesting. Wolfsburg is related very close to the Volkswagen car manufacturer, and Volkswagen has big financial problems, economic problems. They will sack thousands of people, and it makes it even harder to spend money into a professional football club with people earning millions when you have to fire on the other side workers who are the base of your industry. And if you can say, okay, you can justify all that, and we say, okay, we play for the championship, we play for whatever, we are doing very well, we are high up, we make a lot of marketing. But when your club, and Wolfsburg is on 11 so far in the Bundesliga right now, even if they not lost in the last 5, they beat Dortmund, they beat Heidenheim. They beat Union Berlin within the last 5 games, but and they still only on 11. That shows where they came from in this season. So it's very hard to justify all that money you push into it, and that means no money in winter to buy something new. It means thinking about who to sell, how to gain some money. For Wolfsburg, it's tough. It's a tough situation with that financial trouble going on with Wolfsburg and Volkswagen.
And a lot of that obviously started with the which we're not going to get into, with the scandal, obviously, all those years ago as well. It's been a knock-on effect ever since then. When it's interesting, and Germany has this, I don't want to say more than other countries, but I sometimes see it as prevalent in Germany. When a club is so built around the industry or something of one city or town, when that industry starts to fail or struggle, there's nothing the club can do. You kind of get sucked into this. Your money, everything just changes. People's money, even to be able to afford to go to matches, change. So that's what Wolfsburg are having to fight. They're having to fight not just what's on the field, are they? They're having to fight the whole situation around the place, which is, I think if you do that, if you give me that situation and actually you finish mid-table, that's not horrific when you think about it like that.
No, absolutely. If you take that money and if you spend it on a club like that, this club has to be successful. Yeah. This is very important. Otherwise, no reason why firing workers who make 3,000 a month on the one side, and why paying players 3, 4, 5 millions for not doing something that helps the club, that helps the brand Volkswagen to improve. And this is a tough situation. So for me, Leipzig-Wolfsburg should be a win for Leipzig. But come on, Leipzig is not... If you would have asked if this match 4 weeks ago, I would say give it to Leipzig, no question. But with the crisis Leipzig is in, that's a good 0-0.
Yeah, I'm moving slightly towards a draw as well here. I'm not sure I'd want to back Leipzig with the form they're currently in. I think it's going to be very hard to actually justify that. We'll move on to the Fusterei as Union Berlin take on Bayer Leverkusen. Lever have won their last 2 games, of course, including in the Champions League on Tuesday night. We're recording this, just for transparency's sake, on Wednesday morning. But I'm still not entirely convinced. Yeah, okay, you scored 10 goals in 2 games. You batter Heidenheim. Are we confident? I mean, I'm not, but are you confident that Bayer are coming out of this stickier spell?
No, not right now. It's still a way to go. They play Bayern Munich next Tuesday in the German Cup in the 3rd round, which is very crucial. About the feeling, how they go on, how they will feel in the Bundesliga. They are already behind Bayern. Let me see. I think 8 points. Nine.
Well,
9, which is way too much for this time of the season. It was not a very hard one last night against Salzburg. It was not a very hard one against Heidenheim. They were 2 down in that match. Heidenheim was two goals up. Leverkusen turned around. Okay, good for them. Good for the self-confidence now. 2 matches, but now against Union Berlin in the Alte Försterei. Union struggling a little bit in the last few matches. They had a very good start of the season. Not won in the last 4. Lost to Wolfsburg, even to Wolfsburg. It's a match for Leverkusen. They have definitely to win to get into this match against Bayern Munich. This is a very good feeling.
It's a tough one because you say you've got to go to Union, you've got to go to the Fusterei, but at the same time, Union have scored 1 goal in the last 5 games in all competitions. They're really struggling going forward.
Absolutely. It's totally turned around for Union Berlin. Very good start of the season. We did that. We talked about it in our podcast here, and we said, oh well, God, it looks like they are back now. Last season with all this things, Champions League, and almost get relegated, but now they are back. Well, no, they are not. They fall from 3rd to 10. it's very close in the Bundesliga. The clubs are very close together when you take Bayern Munich out. It's Bayern Munich on top, far in the country, far away from the rest of the other 17. And it can happen very easy that you go from 2 or 3 to 10 only within 2 or 3 games. But Union, now they have to stop it. They have to stop the fall now.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Again, maybe I'm being a bit cowardly today, but I'm not desperate to back Bayer Leverkusen to win that game. I have a weird thing about a draw there, but I mean, we'll find out whether or not I'm right. We'll move on to a game that is really interesting. Now, we have spoken about Freiburg plenty. We've spoken about Borussia Mönchengladbach plenty as well. I've never been a fan, as I've said before on this podcast, of looking at Mönchengladbach to win away from home. They've won just one of the last 5 on their travels. They have drawn a couple recently. There has been, though, a bit of a marked drop, I think, in some Freiburg performances, even when they're not losing. Is that fair?
Well, Freiburg is struggling a little bit. They had a very good start in the season as well. They were on top for, once again, as I just said, it's very close up there. You can be, now you are 7 next week you are on 4 or you are on 10. Can happen very fast, but lost against Dortmund and had 2 draws in the matches before. It's the momentum is not on the side of Freiburg. They definitely need to score big against Mönchengladbach. It's a home game. They lost big against Borussia Dortmund, 4-0 for Dortmund last week. You can lose in Dortmund. We will talk about Dortmund a little later. Dortmund is very strong side at home. That can happen, but I was surprised because last week when we had that chat about Freiburg at Dortmund, I really was convinced that Freiburg will get out there with a draw. I was really surprised when I saw that game last weekend that they were not even close to achieve something there. And on the other side, Gladbach, your favorite, beloved club, they are on the other side one of the positive things in this moment. They had a tough start in the season, but only 1 defeat now in the last 6. They beat St. Pauli last weekend, and looks like the coach and the team get together, that they understand each other. They have an incredible home crowd. They have a lot of fans traveling with them to Freiburg. This is a very interesting match. And once again, it's another draw.
We're just going to just back draws across the board this weekend. Just do it. No one's winning this week. Just draws.
Well, wait for the last game.
Well, we'll see. But yeah, I mean, Sioane's done a very good job at Mönchengladbach to this point. What has he done so far this season that has improved Gladbach from the last couple of years?
It's really tough to say. I cannot say what, because the begin was very bad. Now they're coming. I would say give it time. Give it after match day 20. We can see if he really improved something, or if it's just the momentum. Because the Bundesliga is so unpredictable in this season. It is actually, it is not, because now we can predict it better than last year because Bayern Munich is back in track. But all the other 17 are taking points. I'm really surprised when I see Dortmund so far down, when I see Leverkusen struggling so far behind, Frankfurt playing excellent on the other side. It's absolutely unpredictable.
It really is. And speaking of unpredictability, we've got Dortmund against Bayern to finish this week's preview, and of course our Bundesliga action. I mean, the classic, or however you want to describe it these days. Now, the rule so far this season has been Dortmund at home, incredible. Dortmund away, garbage. Bayern do have an extra day's rest, of course, because both will play in the Champions League. Bayern beat PSG on Tuesday evening. Dortmund have still got their game on Wednesday evening to play, so there is that to consider, and Dortmund are away for that game. What's the feeling in Germany ahead of this one? Is everyone just waiting for Dortmund to get battered, or is there a chance perhaps Dortmund, with their good home form, could take 3 points?
Yeah, I would say both. There's a lot of hope that Dortmund can do that at home. What they did so far, all 6 games won at home. But Bayern Munich is the best away team in the Bundesliga, and
Great.
Bayern Munich. I was a commentator of last night's match against Paris, and I saw a lot of matches of Bayern Munich. Against Augsburg last week, against Benfica. So at the beginning of the season, the matches were like hurrah football, big hurrah football for Bayern Munich. Just attack, run. Okay, come on. We score 5 and we might concede 3, so we win 5-3.
Yeah.
But now the 1-0 is the new 9-2, because it's much more organized what they do in the offense. It's not that. Sometimes it was so beautiful to see, but sometimes it was really it was brainless. They were just attacking and not thinking what happens if we lose the ball against fast teams. Dortmund is one of these teams with fast players. Against Augsburg, you can play this attacking style, but even against Augsburg, a very defensive side, Bayern Munich played very well organized. And last night against Paris, very well organized. You could tell Manuel Neuer is not coming into close to the middle of the pitch. He stays between the middle of the pitch and his box. That no one can overrun him and shoot from 30-40 meters, what happened twice this season already. So it's interesting to see, but really, I think a lot of people think Borussia Dortmund, as soon as they walk into the stadium on Saturday at 6:30, 80,000, and then Bayern Munich will walk on, and Dortmund will look to the right, see the players of Bayern Munich. And I don't know if I can say that here, but it happened very often in the past. Do you say in English, they shit their pants?
We do. That is a phrase. It's not a phrase that's ever been applied to me personally, but it's a phrase I've heard before plenty of times. I think I said it to our producer on the way in, actually. It is, yeah.
But you know what I
absolutely.
mean?
But it's the same as teams going to Anfield. It's the same as teams going to Celtic. You know, there is this... Yeah. This atmosphere, you know, that it gets at you. It's saying, I mean, even if we're talking wider terms, teams when they travel to Turkey in European competition and they go to Turkish games, there is this kind of intimidation and this huge thing.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's not that Bayern Munich shit their pants. No, it's that Borussia Dortmund does it as soon as they see Bayern Munich.
That's true. That is true. Yeah, actually, that is true.
Even when they play at home, they kill each and everybody who comes to Dortmund, and then they see Bayern Munich, and then they start shaking, and then they start thinking, and then they have in their mind what happened in the last few years. Borussia Dortmund did not win a home match against Bayern Munich since 2018.
Yeah,
come on.
They did win at Bayern. They did win at Bayern last season.
They win at Bayern, but not at home. And
this is that's how I feel when you join this call, Tofik. I'm all like, it's an expert. It's a man who'll correct me on my. Before we started recording, by the way, I thought I had some geography nailed down. I was like, I'm going to impress him here. I got it so wrong, folks. You have no idea how wrong I actually got it. Just very quickly, because we are running out of time. I have a huge amount of respect for Vincent Kompany at the moment, because I think it takes some kind of guy, some kind of manager to start with this attractive, throw everything football. It's getting you points, but realising it's not working and changing it. Now, I think sometimes having a stubborn manager is good, but it's actually better to have a manager who goes, do you know what? No, I can't keep doing this. I've got this a little bit wrong. I want to win stuff. I've got a huge amount of respect for him tweaking things in the way that he has.
Oh, absolutely, and it works totally out. 7 matches in a row without conceding a goal. The defensive looks very good. Well, last night Manuel Neuer was played with very high risk. He played a lot of passes who really everybody in the stadium, what is he doing? What, Neuer, come on. And he get on one with Dembele. Manuel Neuer, 9 years old, playing against Dembele, taking the ball and getting out of Dembele. Unbelievable. But they play very, very well organized, and the risk level is lower. And the only thing what they are missing is scoring. So if Harry Kane has a great day in Dortmund last year, I think he scored three. If he has a great day at Dortmund, and if he can score early in the match, we'll see another 3 or 4-1 or 4-2 of Bayern Munich against Dortmund.
Okay, so give me a scoreline, an official scoreline for this game.
Bayern,
Yeah.
3.
Right.
Dortmund 1.
3-1 Bayern Munich is Taufik's selection here. I'm going to go 2-1 to Bayern Munich. I think they're going to get it. I was just about to. I just couldn't quite say the lead. But Dortmund's home form's extraordinary. It's going to be a great game. Don't forget to keep an eye on that and all of the action on the sportsbet.io website as well. Taufik, thank you very much indeed, my friend. Always look forward to speaking to you. We will speak to you again very, very soon indeed. And again, don't forget to take an eye on all of the videos on the Clubhouse TV channel. And again, also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on the videos where you can too. Please do make sure to gamble responsibly. We'll see you next time after Der Klassiker.